Do you sometimes find yourself reaching for a drink, thinking that just one sip will make the heaviness in your chest disappear? Maybe it's after a stressful day. Maybe it's when loneliness creeps in, or maybe it's that quiet emptiness you can't put into words. That moment seems harmless, even comforting. But deep down, you know it's a mask, not a solution. Stick with me until the end, because today we're peeling back the layers of why this happens, and why the solution is not in the bottle. By the time you finish watching this video, you'll understand why so many of us turn to alcohol to cope with life's pressures, what happens in your brain the moment you drink, and most importantly, how to take control before the habit takes control of you. This isn't a lecture. It's about understanding yourself, seeing the patterns, and discovering practical steps you can take to break free. Stay with me, because the insights ahead are life-changing. So why do we drink? At first, it seems simple. Alcohol calms our nerves, blunts the edge of stress, and makes life feel a little softer. Your brain interprets this as a reward. Dopamine hits, tension melts, and you feel momentarily safe. But this relief is temporary. Soon, the anxiety, sadness, or boredom returns, and with it, the craving for another drink. Drinking is rarely about the alcohol itself. It's about avoidance. We drink to escape feelings we find uncomfortable or overwhelming. Loneliness, disappointment, failure, unmet expectations. These emotions don't go away with a sip, but alcohol tricks our minds into thinking they can. Friedrich Nietzsche, the German philosopher, explored the human struggle with inner dissatisfaction, showing that our desires are often endless and never fully satisfied. Michel de Montaigne, the French essayist, wrote about human weaknesses and the ways we seek comfort in fleeting pleasures instead of confronting life honestly. Soren Kierkegaard, the Danish philosopher, spoke about despair, the quiet, creeping type that shapes our choices without us even realizing it, a despair that pushes us towards short-term fixes. Simone de Beauvoir, the French existentialist, emphasized the tension between freedom and responsibility, highlighting how we sometimes seek escape to avoid facing the consequences of our choices. When you drink, your brain perceives relief, but it also strengthens a cycle. The more you drink to escape, the more your mind relies on it. Alcohol softens the edges of your emotions temporarily, but also delays real problem solving. You feel like you're coping, but in reality, you're putting off the work of confronting your fears, regrets, and disappointments. Many people aren't aware of this subtle trap. You may feel empowered when the drink numbs your stress, but later guilt, shame, or anxiety may follow, making you reach for the next sip. The brain becomes conditioned to associate drinking with emotional relief, creating a loop that is hard to break. The root problem isn't the alcohol. It's the emotion discomfort we haven't learned to face head-on. So what can we do instead? First, notice the triggers. Are you reaching for a drink out of stress, sadness, boredom, or loneliness? Naming the trigger reduces its power. Then, replace the habit with something positive. Take a walk, call a friend, write your thoughts down, or start a small creative project. These actions redirect your energy towards something constructive. Mindfulness is another powerful tool. Practicing even a few minutes of focused breathing can help you recognize cravings without acting on them. Journaling allows you to externalize feelings and see patterns over time. Exercise releases natural endorphins, creating a healthier reward system than alcohol can offer. Self-compassion is essential. Nobody becomes perfect overnight. Every small step, every time you resist the urge, is a victory. The goal is not to never feel the urge, but to gradually empower your mind to find relief without relying on alcohol. Understanding your own patterns is key. Nietzsche reminds us that confronting dissatisfaction is difficult but necessary. Montaigne shows us that recognizing human weakness is part of growth. Kierkegaard teaches that acknowledging despair allows us to act authentically. And Simone de Beauvoir emphasizes that taking responsibility for our choices leads to true freedom. These lessons, when applied to your daily life, can transform how you deal with cravings and emotional discomfort. Drinking is not inherently bad, but using it as a crutch keeps you from growing. Recognizing why you drink, facing your emotions directly, and adopting healthier coping mechanisms is the real solution. Philosophers like Friedrich Nietzsche, Michel de Montaigne, Soren Kierkegaard, and Simone de Beauvoir offer timeless wisdom. The path to freedom is through awareness, understanding, and conscious choice, not temporary escape. If this video gave you insight into your habits and inspired you to face your inner challenges differently, hit subscribe on Cloud Wisdom. Stay with me, because together we can explore more ways to understand life, handle emotions, and make meaningful changes. The journey doesn't stop here. Your growth begins now.